All right, so breaking news today, and if you've been following me for a long time, you know I've been telling you this is coming. It shouldn't really be surprising if you're a gamer that pays any attention to anything whatsoever. But Google officially announced that Google Stadia is being shut down. If you don't know, Google Stadia is it's Google's entry into video games, right? They made a cloud gaming platform which is called Stadia, if you didn't know. Basically you could buy hardware if you want, but it's just a cloud service. You could play games right in a web browser, which is a great idea, right? And a lot of other companies have been getting into the cloud gaming space. A lot of people are rushing to get into it. Xbox is trying to get into it, PlayStation trying to get into it, Google trying to get into it, Amazon with Luna trying to get into it. And if you've actually used Google Stadia, the actual technology and product is pretty strong. I've played several Stadia games on stream and tested them. I think that was the Pac-Man Battle Royale game on Stadia, or was that Luna? I believe it was Stadia. And it was pretty good. It works really well. The technology is actually impressive, but Google has been very slow to get support for this. They hired a whole bunch of gaming developers and started their own studios to support this. They hired big personalities like Jade Raymond, creator of Assassin's Creed, produced many other games in the gaming industry. They hired, what was his name? Is it Doug Bowser, former Nintendo VP, to work for them. They had I think they had like 3 or 4 internal studios. We knew that last year that Stadia probably wasn't going anywhere because they fired everybody, right? They shut down all of their studios, every single one of them. Everybody gone. Not a good sign, right? Games coming to Stadia have been fewer and far between. There has been some games that have come to Stadia, you know, Destiny 2, PUBG. Haven't had many big banger exclusives, but they have added a few games here and there, but not quick enough to really make an impact, right? Netflix is even in the cloud gaming business. Netflix has been adding some really interesting exclusives from Devolver Digital and other developers that are they're carving out something interesting over there. But Google Stadia is dying. This is official. Here's their statement. My lighting's probably gonna get all wonky here, but here's what they said. Official from Google. On September 29th, 2022, we announced that the Stadia service will shut down on January 18th, 2023. Here's what's happening. All the games and servers will stay up until that point, so you can keep playing your Stadia games. But then they're refunding everybody. Everything that you ever purchased Stadia related. Hardware, controllers, the games, the DLC for the games, which is all good. I mean, there's some terms and stuff in here, what they're going to do with the account data and all that, and I'm not going to get into that here. But it's official, Google Stadia is dead. So here's what I have to say. A, we've been talking about this for a long time. The signs have been there. Google Stadia was not picking up steam. They were not getting a lot more subscribers. They were not picking up big games. They weren't trying to make any big efforts. We knew that last year they let several big exclusive games they had go. High on Life was one of them, rumored to be one of them. Kojima's game that is now being published by Xbox, an episodic horror game is what it's rumored to be, was once said to be Google Stadia exclusive, and Google pulled out the funding. They said we're not willing to spend this much, and they let all those exclusives go. That was a big sign this platform's not being invested in. It's not going to be rolled out much further. Again, all the developers being laid off, all their studios being shut down. None of this should come as a surprise, right? So here's my thoughts on it. Google has done this with so many times with so many products. It's extremely sad. They've shut down. I mean, how many technologies have they rolled out that are really promising and literally great tech, but they just don't market it. They don't put it out there. It doesn't gain the momentum, whether it's audiences not picking it up or Google not pushing it hard enough. I mean, we could have that discussion. But this happens at time and time again, and then Google kills it off. This is not surprising. It is surprising that Google, one of the biggest tech companies in the world, is not going to have a piece of the gaming space. Every big company is getting into gaming, right? Like I said, I mean, Apple's got Apple Arcade, got Amazon with Luna, Netflix. Everybody's getting in. It's such a still rapidly expanding market, and Google is just pulling out altogether, even though they had a great tech, and they've got other supporting tech around it, right? They've got mobile devices with the Pixel. They've got Android itself. They've got internet. It just, I really think the problem is, this is my opinion. I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong. This is my outside opinion. It seems like they have amazing tech teams, amazing engineers. They always come up with these great products. Seriously. And then they don't market them. They just don't get them out there. And even if they do, apparently their marketing is not landing because people are not picking it up. And maybe it's the case that Stadia was a little bit ahead of its time. You know, in 5 years from now, things would have been different. But I hate to say I told you so, but this is what happens when companies that don't know anything about gaming get into gaming, and I think it's just gonna be easy. It's gonna take off, you know? Like, they had a great tech, they really did. But they just didn't build a big enough library of games, and they didn't reach gamers. They didn't reach consumers. And that's why we're in the position that we're in. And it's no surprise that they're not standing their ground and trying to continue things rolling with Stadia. I've been reporting this for a while. There's been plenty of rumors about this happening, and now it's official. So I know there's jokes, there's memes about Google Stadia and Google Stadia being dead, and you know, now it's officially dead. Google Stadia is dying in January, not being continued. I hope they find, they said that some of the tech will be reused, and I hope that's true, because Google Stadia tech is impressive, and I hope they can roll it into a more successful product down the road. But I mean, that's the majority of it. If you're just joining at this point, you're looking for a TLDR version, hold on, I'll give it to you.